want to welcome everyone. Good morning. Welcome to our Coffee with the Principal. I hope that everyone is well, and I hope that you are staying safe and healthy. Today is class color day. My color today is blue, of course, because I also get to support our LA team, so go Dodgers. This afternoon, we will be organizing our kids out on the playground into a rainbow. We will take a picture and we will be uploading the picture, okay? It's gonna be very exciting for our kids this afternoon. Good news is that for 2 consecutive weeks, we have not had a COVID case. We're going on a 3rd week, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Congratulations. Let's continue to stay safe by wearing our masks and practicing good hygiene. So as we continue to move forward, we have learned the true meaning of flexibility and patience. I have no doubt in my mind that the students, the families, and our staff here at Knollwood will continue to thrive during this time. You are all incredibly special individuals. This is an opportunity to use those artistic skills of critical thinking, problem solving, persistence, creativity, and discipline to make the most of this unusual time. So use your critical thinking. It is not a stretch to say that many of your brains are constantly in high gear, right? So use it to reflect and find alternative ways around our daily hurdles. Problem solving. This is a time to really use those reasoning skills. Times of great turmoil bring out the best in problem solving. A lot of us work well under stress. So how will all of this change what we know moving forward? Persistence. We have all been through unsure times. Stay the course, keep moving forward, and let's not give up. So one foot in front of the other, always. Discipline. Use a schedule created to get into a routine, build that consistency at home with your kids. Now is also a time to work on the technical aspects of your craft. So practice, practice, practice. And creativity. The most outstanding works of art are created in times like these. So create. That was just a short message from me to you. This is your team, Knollwood. If you need any guidance, any support, please feel free to reach out to any of us. I'm here to serve your children and you. I am your principal, Cecilia Salazar. Our APEIS is Ms. Cardenas. She is here Monday through Friday. We have our instructional coach, Ms. Johnson, our TSP coordinator, Ms. Valle, our RSP teacher, Ms. McCurchin, our SAA, Ms. Downs, our office tech, Ms. Gina, our community rep, Ms. Veronica, and our substitute plant manager, Charles. We call him Chuck. So today's agenda, our A through G requirements, it's going to be presented by our TSP coordinator, Ms. Valle. October is Bullying Awareness Month. So we have a presentation presented by Ms. Cassandra Amaya, our PSW, and Making Connections presented by Ms. Sylvia Bell, our local District Northwest Systems of Support Advisor. I want to take this opportunity and thank our facilitators for their time and commitment to our students in our community. So thank you for presenting for us today. October, so please calendar the following dates for October. Can you believe it? Wow, October already. Does it feel like fall? It's starting to. It's a little breezy out there. It's starting to, the sweaters are coming in, and guess what? We have a lot of sweaters in the Lost and Found, so make sure to put the, write down your child's name on that sweater or jacket and lunch boxes. We want to make sure we get those back to them. Our earthquake shakeout drill has been scheduled for Thursday, October 21st in the morning. Being prepared can reduce that fear. It can reduce anxiety during a real emergency. Our students should know what to do in the event of an earthquake and where to seek shelter during a fire. They should be ready to evacuate the classroom and follow our directive. So we are going to continue to perform our monthly fire and earthquake drills. So our shakeout drill has been scheduled for next week on the 21st, just to keep our students and our staff prepared. Our school site council and charter governance council meeting has been scheduled for Thursday, October 21st at 2:45 p.m. Our fall school pictures are scheduled for Wednesday, October 27th. Make sure your kids don't forget those smiles at home. I know you can't see many of their smiles, behind those masks, but they will briefly and safely be able to remove their mask for a picture. Okay, so we're looking forward to picture day. It's been, I think, 2 years now. And our fall student festival has been scheduled for Friday, October 29. So due to district COVID restrictions, this year's fall festival will be a student-only event. We have been taking candy donations. Any candy donations must be individually wrapped and store-bought only. You may drop off the candy donations at the Valet on Monogram Avenue, at Barnston Street, and at the Kinder Gate. Our goal is to make this event exciting and memorable for our kids. A fall festival letter will be out soon with specific protocols and guidelines for our families. So we will get that out to you very, very soon. And a little preview for November. Parent conferences have been scheduled for the week of Monday, November 15th through Friday, November 19th. This year's parent conferences will continue to be virtual. So please calendar those dates. Here's a quote for you as a parent and for myself, because I am also a parent, to reflect on. When the milk is splattered all over the floor and those little eyes are looking at you for your reaction, remember what really matters. It takes 5 minutes to clean up spilled milk. It takes much longer to clean up a broken spirit. Although parenting is rewarding in many, many ways, there will undoubtedly be hard days and difficult times. Some of those especially hard times can be when your child misbehaves. But let's remain calm and use words of encouragement when we offer our children guidance and support. So just remember that. And I want to thank you for your incredible support during these challenging times. I am so fortunate to be part of this school and our great community. I know that together we have navigated these uncharted waters and we have persevered under extremely challenging circumstances. Our staff transitioned quickly and efficiently from face-to-face instruction to vibrant classrooms to a meaningful virtual environment, and almost overnight, and now back to in-person. But you managed your own unique family needs and at the same time supported your child's education in amazing ways. So please accept our sincerest gratitude for the very large part of that you have played in ensuring our students' education continued in the face of this global health pandemic. So I very much look forward to a continuation of work we all have been a part of throughout the school year. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Just know that we appreciate you. And now I would like to go ahead and hand it over to Ms. Valle, our TSP coordinator. And if you have any questions, go ahead and feel free to type them on our chat. And then after our coffee with the principal, we can go ahead and review and answer those pending questions, okay? I'm going to go ahead and stop my share, Ms. Valle.
Thank you, Mrs. Salazar. How's everyone doing? It's nice to see some familiar names and faces out there. Hi. Let me share my screen now. So this is one of our required LCAP meetings. I'm sure you've sat through several of these if you have older children, and you might wonder why do I need to know about graduation requirements? My child is only in elementary school. But as we move forward through the slides, you'll understand how it pertains to you and how you can help support all of this. So these are the 5 core beliefs of LA Unified. In my opinion, the first 2 are definitely the most important. Students come first, and that's how we function here at Knollwood, always with students as our #1 priority. And all our families are our partners, and we really try to build that community feeling here at Knollwood. I know it doesn't feel normal just yet, but slowly but surely we'll get there, and at least virtually we can come together. I tend to disagree with number 3 because I feel as a parent myself that academic success starts at home, not in the classroom. But we definitely, move forward with that in the classroom as we're striving to provide all the curriculum that the students need in order to be successful. Okay. Oh, come on. Why is my slideshow? Here it goes. Okay. The top of my pyramid over here is 100% graduation. This is our 5 LA Unified goals. As you know, this is part of our SPSA plan every school year as a Title I school. This is one of our goals that we implement and we work on here at Knollwood. We strive for our students to graduate from high school and move beyond high school onto college and careers afterward. And when we tackle this goal in our plan, we are focusing on our K-2 students because we want to make sure that in those very crucial grades of kinder, first and second, they are reading at grade level. This is the road to college and careers. And again, I disagree with the first bullet. I think that begins at home. You are having these conversations with your kids. You are already planting that little seed in their little brains that they are going to move beyond high school and go on further into college and become career ready. So we continue to prepare our students in kindergarten. We want them to reach a proficient level in reading by 3rd grade. That's why K-2 is so important. Have those conferences with your teachers. Ask them how they are doing in reading. What are their DIBELS scores like? Because that is a diagnostic that we use to, figure out where they are as far as their reading level is concerned. And we want them to finish their elementary school and their middle school with good grades as well as high school. So I want you to take a few moments and I want you to think, what is your dream? What is your vision? What are some of the goals that you have for your children when they graduate from high school? And type them in the chat. I'm curious to know what it is that you're hoping that your children achieve. And I'm going to stop or actually look in the chat real quick. Type them in there. Think about it. Take a few seconds, a few moments, and type in the chat, what do you want your children to do after high school? Anybody? Yes, a goal is something to fight for and achieve. And we're constantly letting our children know, right? I know myself as a parent, I have a senior in college right now and one in high school. And I want them to just become good citizens in life where they are contributing to society with whatever career path they have chosen. Anyone else want to volunteer? Anything in the chat? Thank you, Angie, by the way. Okay, we're feeling shy this morning. I get it. We're a little tired. We need some more coffee. Okay, so looking forward on our slideshow here, the importance of an education. So this is a dated chart about the median weekly earnings in 2014. I know our economy is a little weird right now with the whole pandemic, but as displayed on our chart here, we see that once they have a bachelor's degree and beyond, they're earning more. And this is what we want for our children, right? We want for them to have financial stability and just, you know, that really helps as far as grounding you with the rest of your life. Slide. And this is just a model for you to see what the requirements are, and they all coincide with each other. Our LA Unified graduation requirements coincide with the CDE graduation requirements. And within those, our universities at the UC level and the Cal State level are looking for those guidelines as well, that curriculum that has been taken throughout the high school level in order for them to get into those colleges. So who uses them? What are they used for? What and how are they important, or how can my children meet them? Well, the UC and the CSU systems use the A through G requirements. It's part of the application process. They will be asking for those transcripts and making sure that they have acquired a certain amount of credits depending on the coursework that they've taken. Okay, they're looking for a C or better. We want to make sure that we're pressing on our students. We're really stressing to them the importance of achieving those good grades. And once they get into secondary, you'll see the standard grades that we were brought up with. Okay. And this shows you just a little bit of information as to the credits they would be earning, how many years of each subject area they would need to take. Okay. Now, LA Unified has their graduation requirements, but in order to get into that, you know, university of their choice, this is what's recommended. Okay, and again, we're looking for that C or better. This is just another little informational slide. Again, that the CSU and the UC do not consider a D grade as passing. Okay. And then on top of that, we're making sure that our students are involved in some sort of extracurricular activity. I'm sure you have them in different sports already. So we want to continue to push towards that once they're in high school, that they're also involved in clubs and community service. It's so important for them to feel that sense of community and to volunteer when possible. All right. So what does this mean to me? That your children will graduate from LA Unified ready for the 21st century, whether they go directly into the workforce or seek higher education. And then for students, when they're making that transition, they will have that basic level of competency. And then our community thrives when our students are prepared, right? Because we'll have all these wonderful community members, community servants that we helped put out into society. Okay, so this is a brief overview. The students will take A through G courses when they're in high school. They need to complete 210 credits with a C or better, and to stress that participation in extracurricular activities, sports, clubs, and those volunteer hours really look great on that college application. Okay, that's it from me. I'm glad you sat through this. I hope it was painless, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Valle, for that brief presentation. You know, and it's important to introduce the idea of college to students at the elementary level. You know, you can give your kids a taste of college by taking them on a special tour around a campus. You know, we want to make sure that that is a road for success. There are many other roads, absolutely, but you know, if we need to stress the idea that, you know, college is what we look forward to in our future as a student. Ms. Valle, thank you. And now I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you our PSW, Ms. Amaya.
Thank you. Let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. Can we see everything okay? Okay. Hello, my name is Cassandra Amaya. I am the psychiatric social worker here at Millwood. And so my goal is really to help remove social emotional barriers to learning in order to improve the academic success of children. I am available on campus Thursdays and Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. To provide mental health support to students and families. And really the purpose of having a PSW at schools is to help our students achieve greater success in their educational, social, and emotional growth. So to start off this presentation, I invite you to participate in this grounding exercise with me. We're going to engage in doing nothing with LeBron for 30 seconds. You can take a few deep breaths or just watch the 30 seconds go by in the circle on the bottom left corner of the screen. So you see how quickly that went. Sometimes taking a moment, even if it is 30 seconds, can really make a difference. I know to me it makes a difference, and it does help me move along with the rest of my day. And I do want to quickly check in with everyone. Please, if you can type in the chat how you are feeling this morning. I'm not sure if I can view the chat, but maybe just go ahead and type it in. Thank you. I see some of us are tired, doing well. Thank you so much for participating. Okay, these are the objectives we'll be covering this morning. We will go over what is bullying and the different types of bullying, and we are going to identify strategies and resources for preventing and responding to bullying. So how is bullying defined? Bullying is an intentional behavior that hurts, harms, or humiliates a student, either physically or emotionally, and can happen while at school, in the community, or online. Those bullying often have more social or physical power, while those targeted have difficulty stopping the behavior. The behavior is typically repeated, though it can be a one-time incident. Students often describe bullying as when someone makes you feel less about who you are as a person. So there are different types of bullying. The first one is verbal. This will include teasing, name calling, making threats, intimidating, making demeaning jokes, spreading rumors, gossiping, or slandering. Verbal bullying is the most common type of bullying and the easiest to inflict on other children because it is quick and direct. Children learn at a very, very early age how to bully other children verbally. It really begins with unsophisticated name calling, usually using words that adults tell children are forbidden and unacceptable. And so as children grow up and mature, they do begin to understand how words can be used in powerful ways to hurt one another. Boys generally like to name call and use threats, while girls use slander and gossip to gain social power. Generally, verbal bullying peaks in middle school and begins to decrease as children become more socially conscious and accepting of others' differences. So emotional and social bullying could look like exclusion, social manipulation, spreading rumors, humiliation, telling somebody who can and cannot be their friend. Emotional bullying is the most sophisticated type of bullying. because it is generally very calculated and is often done in groups. It can be the most difficult behavior for children to define as bullying because they may feel as if they did something to deserve it. They may not recognize the behavior as bullying because it's typically not physical, or they may not be able to understand what's happening to them. Emotional bullying is typically difficult for the casual observer to detect since he or she doesn't have full knowledge of the social nuances or social structures surrounding the behavior. Physical, hitting, kicking, pushing, taking or demanding property, and forced or unwelcome contact. Physical bullying can be the easiest type of bullying to recognize since it's the most visible. This type of bullying includes perceived intent to harm, such as threats or pretending to physically harm the target. Flicking fingers or extending hands close to the target's eyes or face to cause a withdrawal reaction. Physical bullying can begin in children as young as 4 or 5 years old. This behavior isn't considered bullying until the child realizes their actions can cause another person pain. So, cyberbullying. The internet has really become the new sort of bathroom wall, a place where children can post mean and inappropriate comments about their peers. This could include online threats, sending harassing, embarrassing, or otherwise unwelcome emails or text messages, ridiculing someone publicly in online forums, posting lies, rumors, or gossip about the target, and encouraging others to distribute that information. And the rise of the internet and other technology has led to new, very serious form of bullying. Cyberbullying is when the internet, cell phones, or other devices are used to send or post images or texts intended to hurt or embarrass. And I cannot stress enough how much it is really important that we monitor what our children are doing online. Bullying versus conflict, and what is the difference? So in a normal conflict, children self-monitor their behavior. They read cues to know if lines are crossed, and then they modify their behavior in response. Children are guided by empathy and usually realize they've hurt someone and will want to stop their negative behavior. While bullying, in bullying, there's a power and control, right? They engage in actions that hurt or harm another person, physically or emotionally. So it really looks like an imbalance of power between the target and the individual, demonstrating the negative behavior while the target is having difficulty stopping the action directed at them. So the impact of bullying. Bullying can negatively affect a child's access to education and can lead to school avoidance and higher rates of absenteeism, decrease in grades, inability to concentrate, loss of interest in academic achievement, and increase in dropout rates. Bullying can also lead to physical and mental health problems, including headaches and stomach aches, sleeping problems, low self-esteem, increased fear or anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Bullying also impacts students' sense of well-being and can lead to self-isolation, increased aggression, self-harm and suicidal ideation, feeling of alienation at school, fear of other students, and retaliation. So bullying and mental health. Bullying impacts more than just the student's education, and we all know that it can also affect their emotional and health and well-being. Students are at an increased risk for depression, anxiety, sleep difficulties, and poor school adjustments. They're also at an increased risk for substance use, academic problems, and violence later in adolescence and adulthood. Students who are both bullied and engage in bullying behavior are at the highest risk group for adverse outcomes. There is a strong association between bullying and suicide-related behaviors, but this relationship is often mediated by other factors, including depression, violent behavior, and substance use. So there are three basic roles in a bullying situation: the person targeted by the behavior, the person initiating the behavior, and those witnessing the behavior. So who is targeted by bullying? Students who struggle with the ability to defend themselves, or students who provide an emotional reaction to being bullied, such as getting upset or becoming angry or scared or crying. This type of reaction perpetuates the bullying, as it provides the bully with the desired outcome of feeling in control. Also, students who have few or no close friends, they may also be socially isolated. Children with even one friend are less likely to become a target of bullying because peers are more likely to help one another in times of need. Children who bully recognize the vulnerability of an isolated child. As well as students who avoid being noticed. It's easier to target someone who may seem unassertive and easily dominated, have less developed social skills, and also have difficulty communicating and reading social cues, especially nonverbal cues. And students who have characteristics, objects, or resources that evoke jealousy on behalf of the person who bullies. So the student who bullies, despite common portrayals of someone who bullies is big or tough boys or mean, popular girls, anyone can really bully, because bullying is about behavior. It's not about the labels. So the role of the bystander, students are powerful in these situations, right? Because they often know about bullying long before the adults do. They know the culture of their school and who is vulnerable to students. They usually don't like the bullying, but aren't sure how to help. They often see this bullying as an issue they can make their own. If they can act with support, they are a powerful group to engage. And why don't kids ask for help? Kids don't tell adults for many reasons. Bullying can make a child feel helpless. Kids may fear backlash from the kid who bullied them. Bullying can be a humiliating experience. Kids who are bullied may already feel socially isolated, and kids may fear being rejected by their peers. And we're going to go over some strategies to help your child, and make sure your child knows it is not their fault. They are not to blame. They are not alone, and you are here to help. It is the adult's responsibility to make the bullying stop. And bullying is never okay, and they have the right to be safe. No one deserves to be bullied. They deserve to be treated with respect, and they have the right to feel safe at school. And so when you first talk to your child about bullying, be prepared to listen without judgment and provide a safe and supportive place where your child can work out his or her feelings. Children may not be ready to open up right away since they too are dealing with the emotional effects of bullying and maybe feeling a little insecure, frightened, vulnerable, angry, or sad. So when your child begins to tell you their story, just listen and avoid making judgmental comments. It's important to learn as much as possible about the situation, such as how long the behavior has been happening, who has been involved, and what steps have been taken. Encourage your child to talk and let them know that they are not alone and you are here to help. So help your child take a stand when safe. You can say, let them know to say, stop, that's not okay. Or they can say, I feel sad or mad when you do this to me. They can also say, don't treat me that way. You wouldn't want someone else doing that to you or treating you that way. And so after hearing your child's story, empower them to create an action plan to help stop the bullying. Talk to your child about ways you can support them, as well as intervention strategies that they can use, such as working with the school or advocating on their own. Creating a plan that works with your child's strengths and abilities can help build self-confidence and resilience. Make sure to share these agreed upon strategies with those involved in your child's life, such as teachers, coaches, and other adults who interact with your child on a daily basis. So some reactions to avoid. Telling your child to stand up to the bully. This can imply that it is your child's responsibility to handle the situation. While there is a ring of truth to this statement, being assertive is often a good response. Sending your child back into the situation without further information will probably cause more harm. A more effective response is to, as we previously mentioned, brainstorm options with your child about what you can do as a team to respond to the situation. Telling your child to ignore the bully. This is a lot easier said than done. Your child has most likely tried ignoring the situation, which is a typical response for children. If that method had been effective, there probably wouldn't be a need for the child to seek your help. It's difficult to ignore someone who is sitting behind you in class or next to you. Taking matters into your own hands. Parents, I know a normal gut feeling or a gut response for parents is to try to fix the situation and remove their child from harm. For example, a parent might call the parents of the student who is bullying or directly confront the bully. But remember, when children tell a parent about bullying, they are looking for the parent to guide them to a solution that makes them feel empowered and involve them in the process of determining the next steps. And so you really want to work with the school, communicate with the teacher your concerns, connect with the principal or vice principal or other staff that can help support you. And so we're going to end with a beautiful quote. A friend is one of the nicest things you can have and one of the best things that you can be. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Zavia. Thank you so much for that presentation. Now we're going to go ahead and move on with Ms. Sylvia Bell, our local District Northwest Systems of Support Advisor. Thank you for joining us today, Ms. Bell.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm just going to go ahead and put this up. Alrighty, so Systems of Support Advisor is about creating a positive culture and climate at the school. And yeah, thank you for having me. There's my contact information. And I definitely put your pictures in front of my pictures so I don't see myself. Anyway, we are strong about check-ins. Miss Amaya, excellent job. So I think if you want to go ahead and check in with a number, go right ahead. How are you feeling at this moment? And then I'll shout some people out. You could just put a number, 1 to 5. 5, I'm feeling great. 3, I'm somewhere in the middle. 1, I'm tired and need some self-care. All right, so we have a lot of 4s. Awesome. Good. Good to hear. I do have a mindful moment, but I'm going to skip it because we've already done one. And let's go. So the objectives are basically learning about positive behavior interventions and supports and restorative practice and how they help build connection. It does help the classroom and at home. And it's also vital if we can do a strong tier 1, and I'll explain that in a moment, then it really helps when there's a harm to repair those relationships. Why? When the kids feel connected, the adults feel connected too, right? You're going to develop caring relationships. You build a stronger community. And so the kids are going to feel an emotional safety. They'll be more engaged. It's going to help with learning because they're not afraid to take those educational risks, and everyone feels valued. Something to consider, I loved what Ms. Valles said. It starts in the home, right? So I agree. A lot of times a teacher will reach out and try to connect. And I was one of those kids, right? Where it's like, no, I have to stay in my bubble. I'm not supposed to, connect. So it is important that we model that at home, right? Where we make that connection, and it's okay to have those relationships if it's not already happening. And I love this quote by Rita Pearson, which is, every child deserves a champion. An adult will never give up on them, who understands the power of connection and insists that they become the best that they can possibly be. Amazing speaker. So I'm going to start off with PBIS, which is Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. And it's basically is an approach, and it goes with the 3-tiered system. Again, building community and transforming conflict. So in the schools, if we can do the same thing at school and at home, it makes it so much easier for the children. And when we're thinking of tier 1 academically, it's like, this is what everybody's getting. Everybody's getting tier 1. This is, our pajama day. This is what makes us feel good. As far also, it's about getting the lesson, reteaching, right? And at home, I teach a skill, and then I'm going to reteach it, right? So these are all, and I like where it says instruction, because this is where it's on us, right? The adults to teach. Tier 2, well, maybe they didn't quite get that math lesson. Maybe they didn't get that skill that I was trying to teach at home, but it's also related to behavior. So then we have to keep teaching that. And like Ms. Salazar said, beginning, that spilled milk, right? It's just a couple minutes to pick it up. But we want to make sure we have a positive impact. So if we just reteach, even if it's behavior, it's an opportunity to teach. Okay, so what did we learn? The milk spilled, but what did we learn from that? Yeah, we're not supposed to leave it on the edge, right? Okay, I'm glad you learned that lesson. And it becomes a positive, right? So they learn from it. And this could be with sibling situations, and I'll get more into that. And we're always reevaluating, right? So this works, or that didn't work. Let's kind of come back, right? This is how we see it at the school. So using this 3-tier model, tier 1 means I'm okay, I'm good. Tier 2 is I'm going to need a little bit more help. And tier 3 is probably I need, you to really take me by the hand. So let's test ourselves. If you can answer in the chat, what type of intervention would you need? 1, 2, or 3? Remember, 1, I've got this. 2, some support. 3, I'm going to need some serious support. Okay, creating a PowerPoint presentation. Where is everybody at on that one? You've got it. You need some support, right? 2, or you're going to need a lot of help. Where's everybody at? 2, you need some help, right? 1, you've got this. 3, I love your honesty. Thank you. I get it. I'm probably like a 2 myself. All right. Here's the next one. Baking a cake, but not Brady Crocker or Pillsbury, none of that stuff. So from scratch, you can look for a Google recipe. That's cool. Where are you at baking a cake? A 3, a 1. So you can see like we're different areas. We need different types of help. All right, here's the next one. Changing a tire. Yeah, mine goes way up on that one. 2s and 3s. So yeah, we're all going to need help on that one. 3, solving calculus problems. Where are you on that? I would consider myself probably a 4 if we ever had a 4. 3s and a 2. Awesome. So we know who to go to for help. And making the perfect pancake. 1. Okay, we know where to go for breakfast now. You guys see this, right? All right. And the last one, giving a speech in front of a large audience. Yeah. 5. I get you. I'm one of those. I'm a total introvert, believe it or not. So yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for participating. All righty. So checking in and checking out, so important. And yes, it's good to do it at home. I like to share this story. There was a little boy, I was at middle school, and he said, Miss Bell, how are you? And I said, I'm fine. And he told me, no, no, no. What number are you at? And I was like, ooh, now I have to tell him the truth. So, well, my mom was in the hospital. She's fine now. But that day, I really didn't want to be at work. I wanted to be at the hospital with my mom. And I shared that with him. I said, well, I'm worried about her. And he, he showed me compassion and mimicked my expression. And he said, okay, I'm going to check back with you later on today. And when he did, it did make me feel better. But the thing is, it really helps you get that honest answer instead of hearing the recorded answer of, fine, I'm good, I'm okay. And you can do this in a myriad of ways. So this is what you might see teachers having in the classrooms, but you could also have a number scale. I love these because this is something you can have like a little code between you and your child. What number? Thumb, so, right? They're going to go for a play date and they could be like, hey mom, I'm at a 2. Okay, I'm going to go pick you up. Right? So it's really good to have a check-in, right? How was school today? Give me a number between 1 and 5. You can also use the weather. I love to use how full is your cereal bowl? Full, medium, almost empty. That's my favorite. All righty. Restorative questions. This is when there is a harm, or let's say siblings get into it. Oftentimes we'll say, okay, what was the rule? Broken, traditional, who broke it? And there's the punishment. And unfortunately, there's no learning, right? They just learn let me try to get away with it a little bit better next time. But if we throw it back on them and let them be a part of the process, then they learn from it. And then they don't want to repeat the behavior. So it's an intrinsic change that happens. And it's just asking these questions. I love them. And by the way, they work with spouses too. I kid you not. So yes, they absolutely do. There are 6, but these are the 3, 6 or 7. These are the 3 to me that are the most important to ask, because sometimes you want to also keep it simple. So what happened? And listen. So let's say you have a brother and a sister. Separate them. You ask one, then you ask the other. So what happened? Who has been affected by this? Well, me. Well, you too, right? You too, mom. Yeah, it makes me sad, right? And then when you bring them together, they can have that conversation when they're ready. Don't force them, because this is not a quick and done. You want them to think about it too and reflect. So it's not a punishment. It's a way for them to take accountability and learn. And the most important thing is that they're problem solving, right? So those are the questions, and I underline the ones that are, to me, the must asks, right? And how can we make this as right as possible from both parties? So if I cause the harm, it gives me a chance also to take accountability and to say, hey, I'm sorry. The person that was harmed, they also feel empowered to say, this is what hurt. And that's what we want our kids to be able to do, right? Just like Miss Amaya was saying, we want them to feel empowered to say, it hurt me when, right? Community building. This is the foundation, right? That's that tier 1 that's going to hold everything up. All right. So with community building, we're getting to know each other. It does foster this. And when I taught middle school, this is what I used. When I went through my teenager stage at home, we sat at the table at dinner. That was our time, dinner time, to sit there and have that conversation. And we would go one by one and we would talk. And we would do this every single time. That was our moment. Like everything else goes to the side. And now we're here together, right? And it creates a sense of belonging, emotional safety. There's empathy that's built because I'm hearing your story, whether you've had a great day or whether you've not had a great day. We're sharing. And then as a group, well, one, we're listening, but when advice is wanted, then we can share, right? So it's not just their issue, it's for all of us to help and work through it. It does empower and it does foster leadership. Okay, and so we're going to do a quick community building exercise, and I'd rather do this in person. It works so much better and so much fun. But if let's see, if everybody give me a thumbs up if everyone's okay with turning on their camera, like turn on your camera if a thumbs up, and if you're ready to, okay. Is everyone okay with turning on their camera? Okay. So if you're not, then you could, thank you. If you're not, if what you can do is maybe put in the chat and put, I have, if I say, have you ever jumped off on a bungee, right? And you can say, I have jumped, then that's cool. All right, so now I'm going to ask if everybody can turn off their cameras. All right, me included. All right, so we would do this step forward if, but for this purpose, we're going to say, turn your camera on. And if you have experienced this or done this, turn on your camera. Turn your camera on if you have a student at Knollwood. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Yay. Oh, look at that. Awesome. All right. Please turn your cameras off. All right. Turn your camera on if you love Taco Tuesday. Does anyone want to share why they love Taco? Andrea says, I love Taco Tuesday. Does anyone want to share why they love Taco Tuesday?
Because my husband makes them and I don't have to cook.
Awesome. Anybody want to add to that?
I love eating Mexican food. I can eat it all day long, and tacos with cilantro and my salsa are just, oh, amazing.
I hear you. Because it's yummy. All of my kids eat it and it's super easy. Thank you, Andrea. And I'm with you, Miss Salazar. We have a cute little restaurant that just opened up, walking distance. Great Taco Tuesday. And I don't have to cook. Yay! Cameras off. All right. Turn your camera on if you have ever ridden on a motorcycle. Awesome. Anybody want to share a favorite experience?
I haven't actually ridden myself. I'm the passenger, my husband dirt bike, so there I am. Sometimes, not always.
That's why I said ridden on, right? Same. So the person I was with did a Papa Willie, and I was like,
Oh.
yep, and this will be my last time.
Oh no.
Yeah, so one and done. All right, cameras off. Turn your camera on if you've ever belly flopped into a pool. Yay! Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Isabel. Anybody want to share about that?
Well, I learned that it's gonna hurt if I do it again.
That's the key.
I did it while I was learning how to dive.
Oh. And you went like this as you went down? That's awesome.
I still have to master it.
Me too. Me too. One and done again. Thank you for sharing. All right. Turn your camera on if you have a child that you love and believe in every day. Yay. And that's why we're here. So with that, I just want to share, make sure that you take the time to have those activities. You know, dinner time is usually a good time. For some people, it's breakfast. For some people, it's taking that walk as a family, you know, around the block, and really ask those open-ended questions. So thank you very much.
Wow, thank you so much, Ms. Bell. Thank you for this opportunity and for your time. It was very much appreciated. As a parent, there was a lot to learn today and every day. Parenting is not easy. It's probably the hardest job, and it comes with no manual. So, you know, we take it a day at a time, and we just don't know what curveball is going to be thrown at us. But, you know, we have to believe in ourselves and just stay positive and encourage our kids always, you know. And I want to thank you for entrusting your most precious of treasure to us. You know, we're here for them, for their safety, for their well-being and their learning. That is our priority. And you know that. I want to treat your kids how I want others to treat my own kids. So that is how I look at it. And every child is different, and I appreciate them. And we're out there hanging out. You know, they're happy, they're doing great, they're moving on, they're smiling, they're socializing. You know, and we just need to stay connected and move forward. Do we have any pending questions for Ms. Amaya, for Ms. Bell, for Ms. Valle, for me? Anything you want to ask, this is your time. You can write it on the chat.
Hi, I have a couple questions.
Hi, Angie.
Hi. So my question, well, first I'll start with Miss Amaya. So in your presentation, you said to not, a reaction to a bully is to not tell your child to stand up to the person who's making them feel uncomfortable. So I'm assuming that does not include the phrases that you used in the slide previously when you asked the child to say, it makes me feel da 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 da. And to say, like, that's not included. That's not considering standing up. That's just considered being proactive. Am I understanding that?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is okay for him to confront the person and express the way he is being made feel. That is okay. Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And, you know, to let them know, like, you know, we went over, don't treat me that way. I don't like it when you do that to me. Please do not do that to me. Please, you know, stay in your bubble, you know, don't come into my bubble, that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. And then the other question is regarding class photos. So generally in the past, which I'm so excited by the way, because we missed it last year completely.
I need a new photo ID. I think my last one was
right?
in 2018, 19.
Yes. But I was wondering, for the class photo, traditionally, it's been like all of them outside. I would like to see smiles, not masks. So are they going to do it differently? Are they going to do it like where they take their individual picture and maybe put it like on the collage?
Like a composite?
Yeah, like how we did it in elementary.
Right. I did have a conversation.
A million years ago.
Right. I know. We did have a conversation about that this morning with Miss Natter, with Miss Veronica, and she was going to reach out to Life Touch, whether or not they are, you know, taking pictures, whole group, or they're doing the composite. So, Ms. Natter, did you get an answer by any chance?
I did get an answer just a few minutes ago, actually.
Oh,
so they are planning to do the composite.
Okay.
And the descriptions that they gave me is for the individual photos. The students will walk into the auditorium wearing a mask, everything to get, you know, as usual during the school day, Once it's time for the photo will only be basically head or chest up. They will be taking off their mask, holding it by their side, and then putting it back on right when the photo is done. So that's the individual. For the class, it will be the composite of that photo. They're not going to take a group picture this year because of the guidelines. We're not allowed to do that, but the composite will happen. Every student will be on it, and that is the plan.
Okay, awesome. And then one more, and this only pertains to 5th grade. I'm sorry. I heard that sometimes their photos are on their diplomas or whatever you want to call it. Is that true? And if so, because Emilio hates wearing nice clothing. I don't want the photo to be like in his gym clothes. Do you know what I mean? So should I get him an outfit? Is it going to be for diplomas as well?
Not the fall, correct? Veronica, they have a separate day just specifically for 5th grade for the diploma and their panoramic picture. I don't know by May how that will look like, but it'll be a separate day just specifically for that 5th grade picture. Miss Isabel, were you going to add on to that?
What I need to add from the 5th grade. Well, we didn't have the opportunity to do any of that last year, so we don't know. I'd be happy to share the information of what we did, but what we did was a book instead, and the diploma didn't come with the picture because there was no pictures last year.
Right, last year we didn't have any pictures, but that is the milestone picture,
yes,
and that is scheduled in the spring. Yeah, so it'll be a separate picture for that.
Okay, thank you. Got it. Thank you.
Veronica, is there anything you want to add to that, or?
No, that is the plan. I don't have a date for that, but every year for 5th grade, that's what is done. They do have a separate day, so he can have his nice little outfit for that particular day. Not for the fall picture is not the one that's used for that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
The only thing I wanted to mention was the holder. It's like is it a folder? Is it a binder to hold the diploma and the picture? We didn't have any of that last year either because we didn't order them on time.
Yeah, so it's a bifold. It's like a little binder thing, and one side will have the diploma, the other side will have their photo. And LifeTouch provides that to us once we take the 5th grade pictures. So that is usually given to the students every year, except for last year.
Right. Okay.
Any other questions for photos?
There was a question on chat regarding the Halloween parade. So the plan right now is to have the kids participate in a parade, which will be very fun for them. And after that, we will go ahead and have them trick or treat door to door around school grounds. So it'll be really fun for them. We will be combining and putting together the candy donations into little baggies for kids. So they're going to go trick or treating. It's not trick or treating this year, but it'll be trick or treating. So, and for those families who do not want to participate, of course, we will be accommodating to those kids. But like I said earlier, a parent letter will be out with that information. And the kids will be able to come to school dressed in the morning. Yes. So it'll be a lot easier. We don't want them all in the bathroom at the same time. And we'll take lots of pictures, we promise. Any other questions or concerns?
Mrs. Salazar.
Yeah, Isabel, go ahead.
I just want to, can I stay with you for like 5 minutes after the meeting?
Sure.
I have a question.
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, so if there are no other questions, thank you so much for participating. I know it's a smaller, intimate group, but we will be hosting our Coffee with the Principal in sometime in November. So we'll hope to see you again. Okay, we'll stay in touch. Bye. Have a great rest of your
everyone.
day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.